Well, hello people, how is everybody going? It's a beautiful day today, the sun's out, and I shouldn't be here, but you know that I mainly go diving and that sort of thing. Sun's in my face, that's better, and I can't because due to the muddy situation in the river. I think it's starting to clear up now. I really don't like being in the water when the clarity isn't that good. There are things in there with nice sharp teeth that tend to take a few bites out before they ask questions, and I don't want to end up on the receiving end of a probably not a hungry shark maybe, but more of an acquisitive thing. That's the only way they know how to feel for things, if they have a bit of a bite and a chew and chomp and see whether it's worthwhile having a go at. But anyway, I've been doing a little bit of gold prospecting lately, so that's something I could go into. I'm just going to show you pretty much some of the gear that I used to use and some of the gear that I do use and some of the gear that I have just purchased. Now, I live in Queensland. Don't hold that against me. Originally from New South Wales, northern New South Wales, and don't hold that against me either. But we live in a bit of a nanny state as far as I'm concerned, with these laws about and regarding gold prospecting and that sort of thing. And you can't use motorised equipment. Those laws are just stupid laws. In Victoria they're allowed to use pumps and that sort of thing. But anyway, I back in the day had 3 dredges. I had a 2.5, 3 inch and a 4 inch, and the laws came in, and I finally got rid of my very last piece of my 2.5 dredge. It went to the scrap metal place, so it will be turned into something more useful, I suppose. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars on dredging gear, but you get those people that just go that extra mile and go into the banks and that sort of thing. And well, you got people complaining about trout stocks and disturbing their eggs and blah blah blah. They're an introduced species, they shouldn't be here in the first place. And also you get a big flood going through the system too, and it just rips the hell out of the place. So gold dredges really didn't do too much. I would love nothing better than to spend a day dredging. It's relaxing, it's calm, and the rewards can be great. But anyway, we're not allowed to do that these days. Again, it's a no-no. So one day I'll get to New Zealand. There's some blokes over there that do it, and I could spend a day over there with them maybe. We'll find out. Rightio. Let's get on to some of the gear that I used to use. So this is what we used to use up here to about 12 months or so ago. It's a high banker. Basically it's a sluice on legs, and all you're doing is transferring water from the pump to the top box, and then the gold gets transferred out or sorted out into those riffles. There's different types of makes and models. Some claim better than others, but yeah, I still miss using this. I was talking to a prospector the other day, and he said you should be able to still use them. Everyone else seems to be using them, and he's a prospector. But the rules say that we got to excavate the material by hand. How we process it is a different thing. We're not processing it mechanically. they think it's a mechanical thing because the pump is a mechanical thing moving water. That's all it's doing, is moving water. A high bank is a lot more friendly than a sluice directly in the water. The material goes through. If you set a settling pond out, the water settles down through the gravels and the silt is filtered out through the gravels. Whereas a sluice directly straight in the water, you get a bit of turbulence or whatever it is, siltation. But oh, look, I'll use it again. The laws are meant to be broken. Now, one of my jobs that I do is I'm a designer, carpenter by trade, and I have done a lot of designing face shovels and drag lines and excavator buckets and quickages, hammers, rock breakers, all that sort of thing, rotary hitches and whatever. And I spent 15 years doing that, and I moved on, and I'm still designing stuff now, but I wanted a small trommel, and I thought, well, there must be some way to use this stuff around the place. But anyway, this is what I come up with, and I haven't even used it yet because of these stupid laws. Brand new, painted nicely, but check this baby out. So this is the beast. 6-inch poly pipe. These here come out of an old range hood. Both of these are out of an old range hood that I found. So basically built it all up out of that, the barrel. Haven't screwed this down, but dirt buster. I 3D printed this out. It's a chain guard protector. I've got to screw it down. I don't know why I need to screw it down. Can't use the bloody thing. So your pump hooks up to this, and then you got control over the water, which is here, your water jets. Just get this out of the road. That's the throat. It's only just the small stuff, it's not a big thing, it's only a portable trommel. And you also got control here for the spray bar that goes up inside. You can see it there. And that's up the guts of it. I do have a rock chute for it that fits onto there, but again I stopped building it because of the rules and regulations, and it had an underslung sluice box was going to go here. So all your material comes out of that there, out of that area there, and goes down into the sluice and runs out here. So that's it, and she works good. She works good. I like my little trommel. This is the other side of it. Old windscreen wiper motor out of an old Holden. Bike chain, a couple of sprockets there, can't really see them, but yeah, push bike sprockets. This is the main sprocket that sits on here. I cut it out and pushed it on, and she bites into this pipe pretty well. On a 100 amp hour battery, I had it going for 24 hours and still was going strong. On-off switch that I put on, and you can plug it straight in from your battery. I'll just plug it in there and run that to your battery. But she's not going today because I've got nothing connected up. A couple of scooter wheels. I pinched off the boys' scooters, they weren't using them anymore. So yeah, I love this machine. It's a shame I couldn't get up and use it. I might even do it one day, I might even get it going, just to piss people off. Tired of being told what to do. And again, we will use this pump to push water through these pipes, and a 12-volt battery to run it. Yeah, so anyway, that's where we're at. Now this is how crazy the laws are. We can't use any pump at all. There's another bit of gear that I have that requires a little pump, and it would use sweet bugger all amount of material to go through it, and that's one of the original metal blue bowls. And when I say original, when it's got a VHS instruction manual, VHS, that's getting pretty old, almost as old as I am. No, I'm young, think young. But anyway, let's have a look at it. And here we have one of the original blue bowls, which came with 3 sieves: large, medium, small mesh. And look at that, that's one of the original ones. It's got an exhaust on it. Put that in the bucket, and it runs on a little tiny wee 12-volt pump. And what damage is this going to do if you can't use a little pump to pump that to sort your concentrates out? That's crazy. But yeah, it did have a little lid that went on that hole there. So here we have it, the original blue bowl. It's got a bit of a kink in it there, but it still works okay. I need to fix that up. I'll tap that out. That was absolutely rusted out, that, and I saved that one. It was the chook bowl for a while, watering bowl, and I took it to work and got it sandblasted and resprayed. That paint won't come off, mate. We use those on excavator buckets and drag lines. So yeah, anyway, then we got our usual pans. I like me Garrett Super Sluice, easy pan to use. That's my original pan when I was 16-year-old, and same with this one. Still got them. They're starting to get a bit long on the tooth, a bit like me. So what's that? They're 40-year-old, these pans. So yeah. So we can't use any motorized equipment or mechanical means of processing material. Well, in fact, that's actually not mechanical. Yes, the pump is mechanical, but all it is doing is transferring water from point A to point B. It's no different than having water flowing through it like a normal sluice. So it's just transferring water. So anyway, go figure. But anyway, so I did make some homemade sluices, and just recently I purchased a couple of sluices. Before I did that, I'm going to make a bit of noise here, excuse me for a minute. I had this little ripper. This is an easy sluice from TD Company. It's only 2 kilos, if that, and it's perfect for backpacking. It's a nice little sluice, absolutely portable and light. You probably see me use this when I took Dan out for a run, and all the gold was in here. So we found very little was in here. It looks like a piece down in there actually. So yeah, it's just a little TD easy sluice. Perfect for just testing creeks and that sort of thing. I still can't believe that I have a VHS of the instructions for that. Unbelievable. Anyway, moving along, I have another small sluice that I made up. This part here is off a walking machine, just a bit of aluminium channel and a bit of rib matting I put in there, and a garden hose connection up in here. And I use the same pump I use on the blue bowl on that for cleaning up the cons, but hey, it's mechanical. I can't use it anymore. This is another unit that I use. I made up. That riffle tray or riffle ladder there is the last remaining part out of the 2.5-inch dredge I used to have, so it's been repurposed. But again, this sluice box is made redundant because we need a pump to run it. I usually use a I think it's a 3700 gallon per hour pump for this one, 12 volt, and yeah, I can't even use the bloody thing anymore. So I just hook it up there, the water comes in here and pulverizes it, and there's a bit of gold there, no. Yeah, so that's it. Well, that's all my gear that I got. So anyway, I have been, excuse me, doing a little bit of scrapping and that sort of thing to earn a bit of cash, because my hobby and my wife agreed to it. If I'm going to continue my hobbies, underwater metal detecting, gold prospecting, whatever, I've got to be self-sufficient. Now I've found a bit of gold, yeah, I tend to keep it. Yeah, I'm a gold hoarder, and she always says to me, oh, you're never going to get rid of it, are you? Well, probably, maybe one day, if I get enough, but yeah. But anyway, went out and did a bit of scrapping, and over a bit of a period of time, I only wanted a couple $100 to get these sluice boxes, or this gear. There they are, new ones. So I got the large one, which looks pretty neat. I'll give these a bit of a run, and a medium. Nice tidy units, simple, not as light as the easy sluice, but I'll have an application for each one of these. So I got the small one, and the easy sluice is a good example. Small, very small creeks you'll get, and I'll use it there. The big one I'll use in the more robust situation where the water's running through and we put a bit of volume through. So Oswash sluices, yeah, not bad, tidy little unit. The only thing I can point out that I'm not happy with, well, not happy, but could be fixed, is in these corners there's no silicon, and I think you need to put silicon in both of these corners here, because you get gold that comes down here, water wants to go out, so it's going to push back out, and if there's any gold that comes in here and settles there, we're going to lose it behind. That's me thinking that, but anyway, I'm going to put a bit of dab of silicon in there and in there, and then yeah, should be 100%. So there we have it. That's me gear that I'm using or going to use. I can't use because it's somewhere, it's only laws, and that's a shame. Oh, this is the metal detector that I bought, but not forget it. So I'm yet to unbox it, have a bit of a gander, a bit of a play with. I don't know where I put my gold. I can't find it. But anyway, yeah, Gold Monster 1000. Should be a good machine. Yes, yes. Gold Monster 1000. Yep. There we go. We'll come step back a bit. There we go. So I hope you guys are happy with that. Bit of a show and tell that I have. I love to get it at full time. I met a bloke the other day just driving along the road, and I saw a cement mixer, and I thought that'd be good just to agitate the dirt to get the gravels and that sort of thing. Again, you're not supposed to use it, but I'm doing it at home. So yeah. Anyway, I wasn't going to tell the guy. I drove in and asked him. He said, yeah, take it, no worries. Okay. But I wasn't going to tell him what I was going to use it for. But so we got talking and that sort of thing, and he was busy painting his house, and I sort of, this is what I was going to say. This is what I said first. I said, mate, I can find better things to do than painting a bloody house. And I was just about to say, go out in the bush and look for some yellow, some gold. And he said, yeah, mate. He said to me, he said, I'd rather be out in the bush chasing gold. Blow me down, mate. That was bullshit. How was that? Couldn't believe it. Anyway, just got talking, hit it off pretty good. And the wife disappears and comes back with a handful of yellow. And I just couldn't believe it. Absolutely gorgeous gold. So I'm only, he owns a lease, so he's got an excavator and a D9, I think, a D9. And so he gets into it pretty hard. He works hard for it, which is good. But in saying that, small time prospector, Fossica, we don't do that much damage, even with our high bankers, mini trommels, motorised gear. And I think the laws need to be relaxed a bit more. You got to think about, Australia was pretty much built on the prospector. Queensland was pulled out of the shit because of gold. Gympie and up north in the Palmer, a few other places, and yeah. So it's sad that the way we are at the moment. So we need to be a bit more relaxed. And I'm a greenie, don't get me wrong, but there's a fine line between extreme greenie and thinking normal. So I love me animals and that sort of thing. I don't know how many guys have been out there in the bush that's actually protested for miners to be pretty much shut down, or their gear to be confiscated or not being able to use. But have you ever been out the bush? Nothing like it. Going out there and chasing a bit of gold, and sitting by the campfire later on, showing your finds and that sort of thing. Your new friendships are built, new ideas are put into each other's head, you know. I mean, stories have been told, and it's great. It's really good. But yeah, it's a shame because there's a lot of money here. That not just me. There's other guys out there that it's got a lot more gear than I have. I've got a lot more gear, but I didn't want to bring that out. More gold pans and sieves and buckets. Buckets, I've got hundreds of buckets. I mean hundreds of buckets. It's just crazy about the buckets that I have. And your picks and shovels and digging tools and whatever. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, check it out. So blue bowls, trommels, mini sluices, pans, pumps, clean up sluice. These are my main one I used to use. Two new sluices which I'm itching to get out, use, and my high banker. So yeah, that's all the gear. There we have it. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Ran through 2 buckets, no worries. And it's strong and it's sturdy, it won't fall ass over head. So yeah, happy days.